Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and I want to get the difficult and least appealing market update out of the way first. Yeah, market pricing. Well, we know that there are the tokenomics of supply and demand. That is one of the driving forces that impact price, but another one that is very, very strong is fear and greed. And what influences fear? Well, that's the unknown. And there is a big unknown right now that is pushing sellers onto the sidelines. You can see here that Bitcoin, right as I began to get ready for this video, hit the 40,000 range, 40,744. I think that was the low. And you can see XRP is sitting at 88 cents. It has bounced back up to about 94 cents, and Bitcoin has bounced off of that low to 42,476, bringing a few other projects with it. So I think with the two significant falls in price that we have seen this week, there was one on the 7th and then one in the last 24 hours. I want to focus on the one in the last 24 hours because I think it was partly related to the uncertainty, to the potential spillover and effect of the property developer in China called Evergrande. I think there's a good chance you've already heard a lot of people talking about it because they have 300 billion in outstanding debt that they are unable to make a payment on, and it looks like they are going to default. Even the Dow dropped 600 points. So everyone is waiting to see how and if Beijing, the government, will respond. They very much dislike the speculation of residential properties because in China, that market equals 20% of China's GDP. Too much in such a high risk sector. And there are right now 1.4 million property owners who have paid deposits waiting for Evergrande to complete the construction. So it's quite a mess. And if they are allowed to fail, well, you're going to have property values in China and Hong Kong just in big turmoil. And then you've got all of the Western bondholders who are going to be left holding worthless pieces of paper. And that's not even to mention the most serious part of this is the impact on the banks. There are more than 100 banks globally that will be affected. I believe ultimately the Chinese authorities are going to step in and make sure at least the wider financial system doesn't go into crisis mode. And at least they are going to be sure that the banking system is okay because they have to. They just have to. But until we have a clear idea of what action they're going to take, I think the fear is going to stick around a while. And you can see in Hong Kong, another Chinese property developer collapsed this afternoon in Hong Kong, dropping a massive 87% before the trading was halted. We have this tweet from Kyle Bass, and he said that the Shanghai-based developer Cynic is racing Evergrande to the bottom. Get ready for a banking crisis in Hong Kong and China. Well, that's his opinion. I actually think that the banking crisis is going to be helped out with the authorities. They just can't let it happen. Now, will the investors lose money? Possibly. Will the company be allowed to go bankrupt? Possibly. But I think there is going to be some positive action because they just can't let it go without any sort of help whatsoever. Now, jumping to another update, it's a follow-up from the Empower Oversight. This is a nonprofit whistleblower, a research group, and on August 12th, they asked under the Freedom of Information Act to have the SEC send them a lot of records. The request was for Hinman's communications from 2017 to 2020, his calendar, his notes, his email, also the communication with the law firm Simpson Thacher, and also communications of Jay Clayton, And I think in keeping with the law as a nonprofit organization, they were very much in their right to ask to waive the fee to have this sent to them. But the SEC has declined. And that decline is really unfortunate. It came on the 17th, which was Friday. The shocking part is that the cost to get this material is anywhere by the hour, $28 to $270 per hour, depending on who it is that needs to fulfill the request. And then they charge this average 20 cents per sheet cost. Well, it sounds like a small amount, but when you look at the amount of material, this is a case that could easily run into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I know that the SEC knew that they didn't have this kind of money sitting around, and that was a good way to just put it to bed. I think the Empower Oversight should at least try a crowd-raising funding campaign to see if they can't raise that. And now I know I'm so tired of the videos. I did find one more. It's only 34 seconds long. I really want to play it for you because it shows just how much we are not getting the truth. You know, the SEC has this mixed message coming. We hear one thing from Hester, we hear another thing from Clayton, another thing from Gensler, and then you've got Joe Lubin, who tells us now that he received a lot of clarity, a lot of help, a lot of hand-holding. And so really, what is it? Who is telling the truth here? Somebody is lying. And if you listen to this 34 seconds, it just doesn't go with what everybody is saying.
Right now, one of the key things I'm trying to do is make sure that my agency does pay attention to what's going on in the space. I mean, I am concerned that much has happened in 2017 with the ICOs, is that a lot of activity was happening. We were slow to give guidance, and frankly, we still haven't given guidance, but we were slow to give guidance, and so people did things that potentially implicated the securities laws, perhaps didn't realize that that was what was going on.
See, I guess where I have trouble with that is she says they didn't give guidance. Well, maybe they didn't give guidance publicly, but they definitely gave guidance to Lubin and the Ethereum Foundation, which is now Consensys. So, you know, it's just really bad, really, really bad. I don't believe anybody out of this group. All right, I'm going to move to something that is a little more positive. I've had enough of the bad news, right? So attention, XRP holders in Australia. BTC Markets has had a change of heart. They are going to support the SONGBIRD airdrop. And CoinSpot also today said that they are going to participate in the airdrop. I think we're going to see a lot of last-minute participation as we get closer to the 27th. You really want to pay close attention to the @Flare Networks Twitter feed. There's so much going on right now. You'll find that Towa Labs is working on a guide as to how to stake your SONGBIRD. And also, there was a tweet of a Flarepedia that I think is worth a follow. They're developing a Flare community website. I think it's going to be very good because I see the same questions all the time in the comments. I try to answer them, but yeah, it takes a lot of time. If I had a source that I can direct people to, that would be very helpful. I hope that they are creating this information that is full of answers that constantly show up in the comment section of all the YouTubers. So we got a screenshot of what they are working on. It looks very, very good. And also, too, the FTSOs. Where is that? Don't I have that? Oh, well, before I talk about that, maybe I should tell you that there is really about 2 hours ago, a tweet that came from the Kings of Strategy. This is a brand new reveal that is going to be on SONGBIRD. It's a play to earn NFT game. You know how I love that combination. And you're going to be able to generate passive income right out the gate. This is a blockchain strategy game. It has horse racing, golf courses, franchises. You probably can learn a lot what's going on in their Discord channel. So that is a place I would direct you to if you want to know what's happening before it goes live, which looks like it'll be on or after the 27th. That seems to be the date that we're all waiting for. Now I want to jump to the FTSO here. This is ftso.eu. Oh, it's so cute. This is Giorgio. He is showing you here how their 6 nodes, they're collecting data from several different sources, and then it sends it back to the master node that weighs the prices and then submits the price to this test platform. And you're going to hear how excited he is when they actually get that price and it's working. I think it's really cute. These guys have a big role in the pricing of the prices being accurate on the platform. Here we go.
Price really revealed, and so we are ready right now. We are ready. Let's go, guys. Bye from Italy.
And they're in Italy. I've had them on the channel a couple of times, and I'm just so excited for them and everybody who is part of this ecosystem, because Flare is going to build something that is very scalable. It is also something that is better secured because it's secured with the token instead of through miners. It is going to transact really fast, and it's going to be very cheap to transact. And because the Ethereum virtual machine is there are going to be a lot of Ethereum-based projects that can just migrate over very simply and quickly. So I just can tell you, I'm really excited. Do I think that this Songbird is going to be something like Kusama? Yeah, I actually do. Kusama trades for about $330 right now. Do I think it's going to be that price out the gate? No, not at all. But if the platform is maintained, and remember, once Flare Networks goes live, this is going to be 100% decentralized, and it's up to the community to decide and up to the developers to want to continue to build on the test platform. So it's all going to be on a lot of, but if it is successful in its testing phase, there'll probably be more people that want to come over to Flare Networks, but will want to test out first on the test network on the Songbird platform. And it just has great potential. It really does. And we are all so lucky to be in the middle of this build out of brand new technology. It's really, really great. And thanks to Santiago, he is one of my favorites. He had an interview on Real Vision with the former CTO of Ripple, Stefan Thomas. It was insightful. It was enjoyable. We found out that Codius is still being worked on, and this interoperability between blockchains using Interledger and the build out of even more use cases with micropayments. It's really a fantastic interview. It's about an hour long. I'll put a link to it in the description below. If that is of interest to you, it's a 2 thumbs up. All right, we are jumping to the fluff, and it is all about, in this picture, to show you it doesn't matter what kind of paper you can find. Japanese people love origami. It's, of course, the crane is very popular and well known throughout the world, but there is everything from dinosaurs to these anime robot warriors that are made out of the cup noodle packaging. Look at that. Oh, gosh. And keeping with the theme of warrior, this is a company that is in Saitama, which is a bedroom community of Tokyo, just about, it's not far at all. It's, by train, you can get there in about 40 minutes. And this company, of course, is one that can make by hand the replicas of armor that the daimyo or warlords had and the famous warriors for the last 1,000 years. And they do it in a way that is so, with so much attention to detail. And then for Boys' Day in Japan, the boys will put this out on display to celebrate that day. And this skill set, they don't make real armor anymore. So a lot of the traditional craftsmen rotated their skill over to these miniature size displays, but they are just magnificent in all of the detail. Well, this company has collaborated with a designer, Yusuke Taguchi, who lives between Milan, Italy, and Tokyo, and he designed a watch that is all about a very, very famous warlord, I can't say that combination, Date Masamune, and this is his famous crescent moon ornamentation that was on his helmet. He was a warlord that was living in the late 1500s, early 1600s, really an outstanding tactician, also known for missing one eye. So he had a nickname of the one-eyed dragon. But most impressive was his armor thread, which was this dark blue and yellow, very well known. Well, what they have done in their collaboration is make a watch that incorporates that dark blue and yellow thread pattern with, if you look on the face of the watch, you can see the crescent moon here. Is that not great looking? Wow. Check it out, even with a suit. I love it. Now you're probably wondering how much? Well, if you saw the video and really understood how much of it is handmade, I don't think they're asking enough money. They only want $1,500 for the watch. But think about how it's handcrafted. Wow, I think it's amazing. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.